Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, this is a Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving episode. We eating.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Is this your favorite holiday? Like it is from like fat people?
Whoa.
A lot of fat people have said that this is their
that?
favorite holiday.
So are you calling me fat?
No, I said, is this your holiday like it is for fat people?
Oh, Patrick.
This is my favorite holiday. I wasn't dissing anybody.
No. I think Christmas. I'm a Christmas girl.
Yeah.
So I like.
It's the trio.
Mm-hmm.
The Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas is just, it's like miles ahead the best part of the year.
Right.
Because it seems like every other fun holiday is like few like and far between. They're spaced out. But this is like, it's almost like you start feeling it mid-September. Like when the cable commercials used to change, and then you started seeing the M&Ms and the photo.
And you know, I've never been to like, I've done things for Halloween, but I've never done things really for Thanksgiving. Like I've never been to a pumpkin patch.
You never did like a Thanksgiving maze?
No, I've never that doesn't even exist, huh? I just knew it. But I've never done a pumpkin patch or anything like that.
Corn maze?
Before. Nope.
So there are really like things to do for Thanksgiving. Maybe that's why.
Really?
Like pumpkin patch, you could argue is Halloween, you know?
Okay.
Or just fall.
I just thought it was just fall festivities.
Right.
But I've done like Friendsgiving. I think I'm going to do a Friendsgiving this year as well. Okay. So I like to cook. So I'll just cook up some stuff, you know? Like, but I don't know. I haven't really done too many Thanksgiving festivities outside of Black Friday.
You know what's crazy? I think, and hopefully my brother's baby changes that, but Thanksgiving used to be more about like the cooking process and then everybody hanging out and all that kind of stuff. And we still hang out. But since my family's kind of close all year, my mom, she just can't deal with the food anymore. Between like, she used to cook it and she said, I'm done with that, which I understand.
Completely.
And then like catering between like Doolin's and like all these places that are like super busy the day of. We also used to do like kookaroo, which is like the white side of things for certain sides.
Is that really good? I don't remember it.
Kookaroo is good.
It's the white bag with the chicken on it, right?
The little. I almost feel like Gus's spicy chicken, hot chicken. They took that.
Oh, okay.
Or which one is it? Gus or Dave's that has the rooster like? I think it's Dave's.
Dave's hot chicken.
Let me see. This is gonna bother me. Dave's hot chicken. It was kind of like
kookaroos in a minute.
Dave's. Okay, so yeah, it is Dave's, the one that's like looked like a sex doll a little bit. But then Cuckoo, if this is regional and you guys don't know what we're talking about, Kookaroo is like a chicken restaurant. But it was like in the valley, right?
But their chicken was a little more. It had a little more citrus on it. Yeah,
they had a cool little mascot, the winking chicken.
That's
like
cool.
You gonna eat me? But yeah, now my mom just does like, she met this chef like a long time ago.
Is it the chef
that we saw at the airport? Yep.
Yes. Okay.
And she has like famous clients, so you know my mom was
Very
like,
cool.
"Woo, hell yeah!" And I love her. She cooks great food. She cooks like this meatloaf that like.
Are you talking now?
That was like the most exciting thing about Thanksgiving in the last few years, was that like, oh, we finally got a new dish, because I was sick of ham. But it's like when there's a chef that completely takes the food off of the table, but it also puts food on the table. But you get what I'm saying? It takes like
you don't have to deal with
preparation. So now it's like somebody comes through, they drop the food off, we eat as a family, and then that's pretty much it. So it's almost like convenience made Thanksgiving this condensed thing when it used to be like a 2-day long thing. So it's just
last year I did my prep the day before, and then I cooked all day on Thanksgiving, and you had it. You stopped by, and I enjoyed the process, because I don't do that much. Like I cook, I cook often, and I enjoy
Very
cooking.
Good cook, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And so to cook big meals like that, it's more so a challenge for me. It's like, how much can I put into this? Can I make every dish just fire?
Well, I know mac
as
and
fuck?
cheese is like your
That's my
like
my
your
staple.
thing.
Yeah.
But is soul food as a whole your like main thing that you do, or is that like something that you just do well?
I cook well. So one thing about me and cooking is my specific like seasonings that I use. You know, I have my secret seasons blend that I use, and a lot of it can kind of go for most of the things that I cook.
Right.
So that's why it ends up being so good, is because the way I season it, I'm kind of already familiar with, because I've created this whole season blend myself. So I'll use some of the like same seasonings on a salmon that I do on chicken, that I do on steak, you know, with some slight alterations, you know, a little bit more for chicken, a little bit less for salmon, you know, a little bit more for steak, you know, and then the different ways that I cook it, it seeps in differently. So yeah, on my steaks, you know, I put it in the skillet, and then the cast iron skillet after that to get it that char.
Right.
And then, but most of the time with chicken, I bake my chicken, you know. So
it seems like soul food, and I'm not a chef, so if there's any chefs that follow us that are mad at this, I'm sorry. It seems like out of all the cuisines, soul food is the most difficult. Like, it seems like it has the most intricate cooking process. It seems like they're very different from one another. Like, cooking greens is totally different than mac and cheese. It's totally different than gumbo, totally different from cornbread. And from what I've seen, and this is 100% from cooking shows, Italian food is difficult, but once you master like pasta temperature, you should be good. Same with like a lot of other things. I feel like maybe Japanese might be second place.
I was just about to say, Asian dishes to me, I feel like are the most complex when it comes to cooking.
Because you got like master sushi chefs who know the exact way to make sashimi. You got master like
I want to get into it though. I want to get into.
I heard you saw the clip of Gordon Ramsay completely bombing on pad thai, and that pad thai chef was like, "This is trash," and I was just like, "Oh damn, he's the nigga over here, and he ain't nothing over there." So I just feel like because there's such a culture of mastering something, and they really know what they want, I feel like Japanese is up there too. But for me, it's like soul food and Japanese are the ones I'm like, all right, y'all got it.
Soul food, it's like, for me, it's actually not that difficult to make.
It is though.
Well,
based
maybe
on
because I know how.
Yeah.
Maybe because I know how to make it. You know, wow. Once you learn how to do something,
soft.
it becomes easy, right?
But that's
as long
something
as you don't
very,
know,
very difficult.
Huh?
A lot of people are like, I learned this, but I know it's not easy, and I know y'all can't do it. And I feel like that's a chef attitude for sure.
The first time I made yams, they were phenomenal.
Yams doesn't seem as hard as the other stuff.
It wasn't. The first time I made dressing,
that seems crazy difficult.
It's very good.
Because that's the thing that niggas argue about.
It wasn't
dressing,
difficult.
mac and cheese, greens. Those are the ones that potato salad. That it seems like a lot of people can make them, but only a small percent can make them good.
Right. Now, I've never made collard greens because I don't like collard greens.
Oh, I thought I was getting you're good at greens vibes.
I might be. I made a cabbage that will blow your fucking mind. But
I do enjoy cabbage.
Cabbage.
How's your cornbread
so
game?
Good. My cornbread is solid.
You make pie?
I do.
I'm not into pie, but
the only pie that I make is sweet potato pie. I don't make
because of
anything
niggas. I'm around pie a lot, but I'm not a huge fan. I will say this because I know it's important to chefs, and I actually believe this. Your mac and cheese is phenomenal. And everybody thinks they can make mac and cheese, and that is not the case.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So,
like the fact that I can stand on my mac and cheese.
Well, your mac and cheese, like, you have your pitch makes you not want to like it because you're like, It's the best. People be coming through. I've paid people in mac and cheese. It's like when I hear people doing that much, like my mac and cheese, some people take that instead of a salary. It'd be like, all right, pump your brakes. But your mac and cheese is actually very much up there.
And I only say things that I've experienced. I ain't making none of it up.
You don't be gassing a lot, to be honest.
Yeah. So if it's sometimes I feel like people are afraid to stand on what they know they can do for the fear that people might try not to like it.
Well, I respect that to a certain extent because a lot of people are good at stuff and they don't want to set a bar because it's so easy. Like even some people talk so much shit, they're good at something, but they just say it's so good that it almost conditions the person that's consuming it like it ain't that good. Right. And then when they get it, it doesn't meet how much they were talking, even though if they didn't say anything, they would have ranted about it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get it. So now, like, the only time I really boast is when I feel like somebody's kind of like trying to sun me, you know?
Trying to play you?
But
that's a good situation because, like, I remember when All Def was doing For the First Time, it was a lot of that BuzzFeed type content where it's like, my dish is better than yours and it doesn't matter because, like, no matter how I was sorry, I was trying to keep talking even though I had nothing to say. Sorry, her titties just completely popped out. I had to keep talking to keep the camera on me. Sorry, guys.
They didn't fully come out.
I'm just saying it was like that was like some movie shit where the zipper bust open and I'm just like in the middle of a sentence and obviously the fans want me to go ooga ooga.
I'm sorry. That shit just went boop.
I'm not gonna lie, I did forget what I was saying. And I just started to start adding words in the same like
I can't fucking breathe.
I just wanted like the flow of what I was saying to keep going, but I forgot everything completely.
Did you want to get into the threads?
Yeah, let's get into the threads. So, have you seen the G Herbo Southside Funny Marco interview?
I haven't seen the whole interview. I've seen clips from social media. Actually, Funny Marco's a friend of mine, so I reached out to him.
We met him at Revolt World.
Very
cool guy.
Yes, I reached out to him.
Very low key.
Just to see if he was cool because I saw they broke his watch or whatever, and so he was like, "Yeah, he's cool." So
yeah, I mean, he's a comedian. Like, he handled that to me perfectly. Like, I actually think that it was a very good piece of content. I do think that they were disrespectful, but I think that obviously white people who like the show are gonna go the extra mile and be like, this was so disrespectful, blah, 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 blah. And although it did not go well from his eyes, it went perfectly from his eyes too. And I can tell, because he tries to get those wild moments, and this was just back to 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 back wild moments. And even though at some point it was just like, all right, I'm being disrespected at this time. And I personally would have called I would have called it a lot sooner.
Yeah.
I think that he handled it very, very...
As a producer, you are behind the scenes quite a bit, and so you kind of
but I mean even
or director. I'm sorry, director.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I was a director or a
scenes.
producer, unless you were like really really cool with Marco, like if you were really really cool with Marco, I would have called it just on his behalf, and I would have checked his temperature. Like, are you cool with this? And he was like, yeah, I love this. Then I would have been like, fine. But as a host, if once it got to the point where it's just like, all right, they're throwing shit at me, they're just like, even though I'm trying to be funny, they keep going back to questions. Like there was one time where Herbo was like, I'm not supposed to be around niggas like you. And I could tell Marco was like, okay, let me change this up. And he started trying to joke, and he kept coming back to like, no, I'm not supposed to be around niggas like you. I'm better than you. Blah, blah, blah. And then he changed the subject.
Than you.
He changed the subject, and he was like, yeah, but I'm better than you. I should be doing things that are better than you, being around people that are better than you. Like it was like he had like almost like a mission. So I feel like if I was a host, I'd be like, okay, it's getting to that point. Let me call it.
What I noticed, because I haven't seen the interview, but I read the comments on the clips. You know what's crazy is a lot of women, our side, women were not happy with this interview. A lot of men were like, oh, you know what he said? They don't know how dudes joke. Right.
And depending on where you're from, like there are regions where it's like you don't joke with a nigga like that, especially when it comes to like
100%.
you a bitch, blah 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 blah. Like there are regions where like it's almost like y'all, like women with the word bitch. It's very situational. You could be with your best friends and they be like bitch, blah blah blah, blah bitch, blah 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 blah. But then if you around somebody you kind of don't like and they say it the exact same way, it's beef. So like there are spots like especially like Chicago, New York, Atlanta. Jacksonville, they be like really, really going at each other and it's all love. If you're not from there, you might take it as something different.
Right.
So when it comes to the internet, between region and just them expecting everybody to be perfect, I could see why it was like that. But like knowing how niggas joke with each other, I saw a lot of the playfulness, but I also saw a lot of the disrespect that was leaning towards it being a more viral video.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like a weird thing because it's like if Marco was just like, "What's up, nigga?" blah 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 blah, like it would everybody would have been checked out. Like, what the fuck? We don't want to see you guys fight.
Right.
So him almost like playing that character and taking it the way he did was very, very funny and very, very professional. But I say all that to say, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
So your thread is about that whole situation because
not specifically.
I would love to know more about it because
not specifically.
Oh, okay.
So, if you watch most of it,
I'm gonna have to watch the whole interview.
It feels like, and like I said, I don't know these dudes, but it feels like G Herbo is trying to feel him out in terms of like him being like a real nigga or not.
Why? Like
I don't know. I don't know because he's pressing him, and then like he brings his friends up to talk about basketball, Marco, and then he pressed his friend. And then it ended up being all love. And then there was a point in time where he like dapped Marco up and made him stand up awkwardly and was just like, "I'm sorry if I'm being disrespectful. I would never blah, 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 blah." And everybody's just like, he's drunk, he's drunk, he's drunk. So a big part of it was just like, Herbo
so
was
people
drunk.
knew that he was out of line. Because once you start giving excuses like, "Oh yeah, he was drunk, he was drunk."
Well, at that point, he had thrown a cup at his face.
Oh shit.
And then even he was like, "Oh, that was disrespectful. This is too much," right? And a lot of people
Why would he throw anything?
Well, a lot of people in the comments were relating it to the thing that they most likely saw, which was Offset's interview with Bobby, who ripped off Funny Marco's thing, who ultimately ripped it off from Between Two Ferns.
What's the name? Galifianakis.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they saw that and saw Offset be like, "You a piece of unseasoned chicken." Offset
shit was so funny.
Offset made a moment poking fun at her, but not being disrespectful, right? These are Chicago and Atlanta niggas, you know what I mean? Like they grew up differently. They on some other shit. So I think that maybe them trying to be funny or feed into what they thought the show was played a factor into it, because what I don't think is that
nobody's ever done that on his show. Nobody throws anything at anyone.
I personally don't think that they
it's always awkward moments, awkward silences.
Right.
You know,
I just think they were trying to make their version of that based on who they were. You know what I mean? And I think that that's just kind of how they play with each other. So I don't necessarily think that they were like trying to like press him. I think that they but they're also like drunk. They're also hood niggas. I think there was a lot of factors into why.
Like, what's funny about saying you a bitch?
Well, that's when I think it switched up a little bit, because it seemed like they were pressing him, you know, because like even the off-camera stuff where they broke his watch, it started by him saying like, "I'm giving you more respect than you deserve" type shit. So it was just as a host, you have two options. Like, let me feed into this to get this viral moment, or to be like, "Oh, let's stop this because I'm not about to deal with this shit right now," right? So my thread is basically based off of this, because from what I've heard, everybody else who's interviewed G Herbo specifically has said he was insanely polite. He was insanely nice. You know what I mean? So this could have been, people are speculating if this is because Marco's good friends with Ari. People are saying if it's just because and maybe he just didn't like him before and that's just how he handled it. Maybe it's because he was just a little bit too drunk, because Southside did mention they were waiting on Marco for a long time and they were getting really drunk in the back. So these are just like, you know, it's just like rapper stuff. So my thread, I tweeted this, it has nothing to do with has nothing to do with that interview specifically,
Mhm.
but since a lot of people, myself included, think that a lot of it went left because they were just a little bit too sauced up,
Mhm.
that's basically what this thread is based off of. So my thread is, what's something bad that happened to you because of alcohol?
Oh no.
This was tweeted by myself.
Ooh, that's a good one. Good job.
I have mine.
That's a fire.
I definitely have the
topic.
worst thing. No, I'm sorry. I have two things.
Ooh, yay.
I have two things. One work related, one sexually related.
Ooh.
But yep.
Mm.
Damn, I have three things.
Damn. Yes. Look, I don't even need to go. Like, you
I have like a
three.
decade's worth of shit.
I'm trying to think of some bad shit that happened to me while I was fucking lit. Oh. I got a story.
Just based on your face, I feel like it's worth the three stories that I
This is
have.
fucking horrible. Okay.
What you got?
Mine is sexual. And
Perfect.
we've somewhat done this before, but this guy who pronounces things weird on Instagram, his whole page is just full of him putting a topic story up or a meme and reading it in his voice. And that's it. And it gets like thousands and thousands of freaking... It's so crazy that it gets so many comments.
Some people have a
probably
very
just because-
simple premise and it just works.
Yeah. Have you seen this guy before?
No.
This has 50,000 comments.
Wow. Comments.
And it's just him reading that sentence. And the sentence is, y'all ever got turned off while in the act? What caused it? I kind of want to...
He's just reading it. He's not even giving responses?
I just want to... I feel like...
Yeah, just play it.
Y'all ever got turned off while in the act? What caused it?
That's it.
Oh, it's not like he's reading it in different ways.
No, this is his voice. 50...
Wait, pause it. So, and it's not even his tweet.
No.
He's just posing the question online.
50,000 comments.
So he has a mini version of our whole podcast.
Yes.
Just like reading the thread.
All he does is read the thread, and that's it.
So his goal is to become as viral, or if not more viral than the tweet itself.
His whole page.
I hate it.
His whole page.
I hate it.
That's
I hate
it.
him. What's his name?
Define your legacy _
What legacy? I hate him. He just takes other viral tweets and reads them.
Look.
I hate him.
50,000. 50.4 thousand.
We made this whole show as an interesting version of that. And he just said, fuck the interesting part. Let me just pose the question that was posed already, but to people who can hear. I hate him. I hate him and everybody like him. Because that to me is the same as the TikTok split screen where you just play another person's video and they're just like,
watching.
Yeah, your reactions. I don't
that.
care about your reactions. I hate your reactions. Oh my God, I hate him. All right, I'm going first because I don't like him. I hate that guy. All right, G Herbo. What is something bad that has happened to you because of alcohol? This was viral for me. I'm always going to say for me because 23,000 views.
Ooh, how many responses?
It doesn't matter. You're just going to get the ones that I read.
Okay, we'll just go with the impressive number and we'll stay there.
How about this? Is this impressive?
You remember when we used to say sit on it and rotate?
No.
You don't?
Who the fuck said that on a middle finger?
Yes. If you threw your middle finger up to someone in middle school, elementary school,
I'm throwing my middle
they would
finger
say,
up to you.
Sit on it. Yeah, sit on it and rotate.
That's weird. Okay. That was a joke from people who haven't had sex yet.
Yes.
All right. What's something bad that happened to you because of alcohol? Number one response, my ex-wife.
Damn.
Number two, kids. Kids happened. But seriously, me and their dad got into one of our heated arguments, came to blows. Whoa.
Ooh.
And I almost killed him.
Sounds like my story.
And I almost killed him?
Not that part. I mean, I had those thoughts.
I like how she started off wholesome, like alcohol, kids happened. And you're like, nah, but really, we got into a physical altercation and I almost killed him.
Kids didn't happen for me with this situation, but everything
This
in
part ain't about
between.
you. It's about the woman who almost murdered the nigga.
No, I was saying the part
We'll-
in between.
We will get to you.
Okay. All right.
Woke up in the middle of New Orleans, laying on the sidewalk, surrounded by crackheads. No recollection still to this day of how I got to New Orleans.
What?
I was an hour and a half away at a truck stop. I lost my phone, my truck keys, and the only thing that saved me was having my wallet still.
Please tell me this is a guy.
John Tay Rich, yep.
Okay, I was about to say, because if it was a woman,
yeah,
the story might be a little different. Might woke up
Relax.
a little sore. Okay. Sika said the last time he had memory was at a truck stop. If this is a woman,
don't add weird stuff to my thread, please. What? All right, let's move on. Girl that I had just met kissed me at the bar, and she had got something dropped in her drink, and she gave me half the shot.
oh no.
Her cousins carried her out, and I blacked out. Luckily, I had a regular Lyft driver who had my neighbors help me in. Okay, wait.
Wow.
This has layers.
So he must have. So when you black out, you're not unconscious.
Here's the thing. Wow. I've never heard of the story of the girl who got spiked sharing her drink.
I haven't either. I've
Now,
never heard this.
I've seen, like, even okay, so I just went to Mexico City, right?
Mm-hmm.
My friend Mouse bought this girl a shot, and I didn't hear how she said it, but she was almost like, drink some of this with me, right? And he they drank some of it first, and then they drank it. And in my mind, I was like, that was really smart.
Mm-hmm.
I hope she keeps doing that,
Mm-hmm.
because she was almost like, it was almost like
let me make sure it's not. If it's
some
if you
old
threw
school like
something in it,
Viking
you ain't gonna
poison
drink
shit,
it,
right? So
that's what happened to us in Vegas, but
Nah,
we
I
didn't
mean-
drink it at all.
if we got spiked, we don't know that.
We didn't know. We
But-
didn't drink. He drank all 3 shots.
But basically, this girl who was already fucked up, I'm assuming, kissed this dude, and then she got her shit spiked, gave this dude half the shot, and then her cousins carried her out, and he blacked out, which is very dangerous because, like, first of all, this is why you should just, if you see a girl who's just sloppy drunk, just get away, because he didn't even do the spiking. Someone else spiked it, but she was seen drinking with this dude, and now she's roofied.
Right.
That could fall on you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And if they're with the wrong person, you can get killed.
And I'm like, nigga, I'm roofied too. Like,
Right. But they don't, niggas don't think that. Like,
Yeah.
I shared the shot that she got spiked.
Right.
No, the nigga that was drinking with her and she's feeling weird, he did it, right?
Yeah.
But then also it's like, this nigga had a regular Lyft driver who knew him enough to help him inside with the neighbors. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Well, the thing is, he had to have called. So if you call the Lyft driver and they're taking you home,
Yeah.
then maybe the neighbors somehow. It's not that far-fetched.
But he said a
because
regular Lyft driver, like he knew him. Unless they meant just like regular,
I
like
just
he was
thought it
normal.
was just like, I just thought it was just Lyft. I don't know.
So just regular, like they were normal. Like he
Yeah.
he didn't
Like
order
he-
black, basically.
No.
If he
I
ordered
took
black, maybe.
No, I took it as he wasn't, like, the Lyft driver wasn't a pervert or a demented or a fucking serial killer.
Oh.
I'm thinking he's regular, like a normal person that would do what it takes to help somebody versus
I didn't read it as
take
that, just because it
advantage
was
of
a
the
dude.
situation.
You know, I feel like if a woman said, "Oh no, don't worry, he's normal," that means like, "Oh, he's not on some creep shit." But dude
Oh.
saying that, I don't know. you know?
Yeah, that's how I took it. I took it as Like he's like, thank God I had a normal Lyft driver who fucking took
but he
care
didn't
of
say
my
normal.
shit.
He said regular.
A regular.
Yeah.
They gotta
Normal,
have
I would have fully agreed with that. Like, don't worry,
Okay.
he was normal. But like regular almost makes me feel like a regular at like a restaurant or something.
Why are you rubbing your eyes so damn hard?
Because it's itchy. All right, let me get through this. Someone said, I fought a nigga I didn't have no business fighting, which means he lost.
Yes.
My oldest child. It seems like alcohol is a big reason for kids, and that's a big reason to not drink.
You remember when we
I
talked
won't
about
get drunk in
raw
public anymore.
sex?
Yep, last week.
Yeah. So I think that alcohol kind of plays a little part in that activity. Cause I know I've done that off the liquor.
Someone said
that Henny dick.
Someone said I hurt someone,
Oh my God.
and that was it, which makes me think it was pretty serious.
You know, whenever I hear hurt, I be thinking killed. I hurt someone.
No, I
feel
killed
like he
someone.
got
with
killed.
it. I said I'll never tell this story, but fuck it. Great start.
Period.
I was so drunk I shitted in my girl's bed and had to toss her sheets out and my drawers.
Ooh.
That's crazy. Was she in the bed? Like, I don't know what it is. It says, found out gin was my angry liquor. You got to find out what drink makes you try to fight and then cut that out.
So the liquor, I thought it was more so about inherently who you are. So no matter what liquor you drink, if you're an angry drunk, you're gonna get angry.
If you're an angry drunk every time you drink, then you're an angry person. Okay. But I do believe that some liquors bring the sexual shit out of you. Some
like wine.
Some bring the aggressive part out of you, which could just be arguing or fighting.
Tequila,
you know what I mean?
Hennessy,
some
cognac.
Some bring the sick out of you, which means you just
vodka.
You know, like limp or throwing up. I feel like
vodka.
It's gonna highlight some parts that were already there. So if you're not an aggressive person and you drink that shit that makes you aggressive, you just might be more aggressive than normal. So the sweetest person on earth might just be like slightly saying some, nippy stuff, like stuff that's just like, ooh. But the person who's like a little bit more aggressive on a baseline might be trying to fight everybody.
What kind of drunk am I? You've seen me drunk on enough occasions to have an opinion. I think I'm a happy drunk.
You be kind of soft, like you be trying to like have little like moments, like them. Like there's a lot of jokes about niggas who be like, "Hey
I
yo,
love
bro,
you, man.
I love you, bro. I just want to say what you doing is blah 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 blah." You be on that type of shit for sure. I've never seen you like trying to fight people.
I don't
or
have
try to have like an argument with me or anything. Like I've never seen that at all, which makes me think that that's not something to highlight. But I do feel like if you did have that type of drink, then you would go there because I've seen that part of you too.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily like 0 to 1,000. Like you're not confrontational at all. And then you drink this and you're trying to fight. Like I said, like the shy people who aren't really like crazy like that, if they have that certain type of thing, they might do something out of the norm. And I've seen you do out of the norm stuff. Yeah, like try to be like argumentative at a low level with people that you normally wouldn't have. I have seen that.
Really?
Yeah, I have seen that. You're not perfect. Why do you think you're perfect?
No. Damn, I don't think I'm perfect.
Okay. Just making sure.
No, but I just don't ever remember. I've always thought I was just a happy drunk, and then I go to sleep. Like
no.
We've
had issues. We've had issues.
Drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I get a little sexy. I feel a little sexy.
I haven't seen that, but
you haven't seen when I feel sexy when I'm drunk.
I mean, maybe when you start like acting sexy, but I've never seen you like.
Damn.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't do that, but I be feeling it.
I just want to finish this tweet about gin being angry liquor. This dude said, I drank too much and tried to fight a cop in college, and I ended up tackling a garbage can.
Way to go.
Almost fought my brother for throwing up in my car.
That's a justified fight.
Justified, but also like if I were to sum your night up and it was like you tried to fight a cop, you tackled a garbage can, and you almost fought your brother, that nigga needs to stop drinking. Dude said, I went off like a legitimate cuss out on a sneaky link back in college on Halloween because I saw him, this is a woman, saw him trying to holler at another girl in front of me.
Ooh, that's tough. Niggas be on some bullshit.
Drunk girl stayed in my room and she pissed in my bed.
Ooh.
Thank God I didn't sleep in the bed with her. That means he's probably careful and smart, because if she was too drunk and he was just like, no, we ain't doing this, you can just take the bed.
Good
that
move.
was probably but then she peed in it, which is like, number one, if you pee in the bed, that means you were too drunk to do anything, which great for him. But B, it's like, you know.
But it's like, thank God. I think the relief of him not sleeping in the bed is stronger than the ill of her peeing in the bed.
Someone just put a picture of them in a knee brace. They fucked themselves up. I like this one because of how honest it is. It's a woman. She said, once I got so drunk, I left my phone unlocked. Heartbreak emoji. I woke up super single.
Woo! How she fall asleep with it unlocked? He must have been like right there, because the home screen kind of hits. Usually, I mean, it depends on how you set it. So if you set it for like, 30 seconds or a minute or whatever, he must have gotten to her phone like before that home screen, So he was already, chances are he already planned that shit to go through her shit. That's how I feel. Because you fall asleep with your phone open and all of a sudden your shit's gone through. Nah.
All right. I'm sorry. I got a few more. I'm just going to run through them because I think they're funny.
Okay.
I fucked a silverback gorilla named Dorothy.
What?
That was just one of them.
He's mean. He probably looks like a fucking thumb.
A thumb?
Yes.
I got too drunk and I missed the last train to get home. I had to walk an hour home in the middle of the 3rd Ward in the rain. Now, if this is New Orleans, that's where Lil Wayne is from. I cried the whole way home, not to mention I had to pee. That's pretty miserable.
It was raining, so you could have got that off.
Check this one out. Man, I threw up in my shorts while pooping.
Oh!
I don't know how I missed my drawers.
The front and back door.
I missed my drawers? What were you aiming for? She said, I threw up in my shorts, but I missed my drawers? Why was she trying to shit in her drawers? Then
Maybe
it was like...
catch it.
Then it was like 8 times back to back. I get up when I finished using it, walk to the sink, and then 6 times again. Then my best friend caught me trying to swirl it.
I don't know.
Told me to go hit the couch, wake up, and apparently you know.
No,
Okay,
we don't. We have zero clue
this
what
is a
you're
dude,
talking about.
His name is Snacks Demand. I hate this one. I feel so bad for his friend. He said I threw up in my shorts and I missed my drawers. Why were you aiming for your underwear and threw up in your shorts? Then 8 times more back to back. Then you finished using it, walked to the sink, and it happened again. And then your best friend caught you trying to swirl it. I don't know if that meant the poop or the throw up.
I don't know. I don't know. Either way, that's out. He needs to figure out like some kind of like self-control. He needs to figure out his limitations, because that is just too much. It sounds like he had a tapeworm too.
No, it was a lot. I'm gonna just run through these. I don't know what happened, but I woke up with a broken nose.
Damn.
Waking up with a broken appendage is insane.
Right.
Being woken up by my girlfriend next to her best friend is pretty wild.
Probably a good night.
And then this is probably one of the craziest ones. The question is, what was something bad that happened because of alcohol? Somebody said, my dad died.
Whoa. Were you the cause of it?
It was way too vague for me. And that's why it
tough.
was a little weird for me. But yes.
Yowzers.
Go ahead.
Okay. Y'all ever got turned off while in the act? What caused it?
Mm-hmm. I got a couple for these.
There's quite a few.
What caused it? Y'all ever got turned off
We heard it.
while in the act? What caused it?
Why would you even give this page more shine? His business model is so lazy. Just reading the topic.
That's it.
I hate him.
I looked back during doggy and he waved at me.
Ah! Ah!
Like,
Ah!
he waved. I can't picture that.
Hey, yo!
I'm gonna tell you that comment.
He's hilarious.
That comment itself got 137,000.
You think it
likes.
was? You think it was like a, or
No.
like a? That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Wow.
This next one.
Go ahead.
I went in without a condom and came out with one.
Hey, let me tell you something. If these niggas ain't just regular people with horrible luck, they are comedians, because that is so funny. I know that there are like leftover condoms left inside hoe vaginas, but like for it to be like the circle facing the opening to the
where
point where
you
you
just
can
like
slip in it,
and
like
grasp it.
that's a legit joke.
The grasp.
That was great. That was great.
Ew. This next one kind of reminds me of the first one. I was hitting it from the back and she turned and looked at me. I swear she looked just like my second grade teacher. All I could do is wave.
So those were connected.
They might have been.
Damn. She looked like my second grade teacher. Damn.
Right. Like my second grade teacher.
That means she had glasses on, which is sexy as fuck.
First, Miss Collins. She was one of my favorites.
Mine was Miss McAdam.
I was riding him and he said, "Am I gangster? Call me gangster."
Gangster or gangsta?
Gangster. ER.
That's crazy.
Anything with an ER in the end is instantly like not cool.
I think that niggas and women need to just stick to what they've heard in porn for shit talking. Because a lot of times shit talking be going left. And even variations of, oh yeah, I can do it. But it's like, if your shit talking goes off the radar and it is weird, I hate that.
Anything that adds an A at the end of it, I hate.
If a
Do it to me,
if a woman tries to do too much nigga stuff,
fuck me, yeah.
like if your trash talk becomes too nigga-esque,
fuck the shit out of here.
whose pussy is this?
Whose pussy?
Are they trying to like, oh God, there's like a lot of stuff.
Is this your cheeks? Give me your cheeks.
Mm-mm.
Let me ram my clit into your butt.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Is it too far?
That was too far.
This man said, quote unquote, "Don't catch feelings mid-stroke." Bye.
Absolutely not. If a woman told me that, it would have to be fire. If it was fire and she said that, I would be off my rocker. But if it was like mid, if it was mid and she was like, that's the problem. Like, y'all be jumping the gun a little too much. That's just like the Cheesecake Girl. If she was looking fire and she said, you don't take a person that looks like this, her backlash wouldn't have been as bad. But based off of what the situation was,
the exterior didn't match.
She was like, you don't take somebody who looked like this, and everybody was like, this.
Right.
You don't want the internet to be like, what you mean?
What you mean by
What you mean
this?
by
The
that?
purple lipstick with the bad makeup?
The Barney lipstick?
She barked at me.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Wow.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
Wow.
I can't imagine barking at a nigga.
Damn.
Ooh. We were in the shower. He tried to lift me. He slipped and I caught him.
Damn. Rest in peace. Niggas, that is kind of fucked up. That sounds like something that would happen to me, though. I'm not even going to judge him. I'm not the biggest person.
No.
You didn't read this?
No. I did read a lot of these, but this is funny. My mom called me mid-act tried to silence the ring, but apparently I answered it. She heard us moaning and started yelling in the phone, Stephanie, what are you doing?
This happened to you?
No, it's not me. But once she said my name, I was like, oh, shit. Like, mama, you know what I'm doing. Hang up.
Hearing your mom's voice and just the fact that your phone accidentally answered would scar me.
Absolutely.
I would keep my phone in a different room every time.
He said, here comes the airplane.
Talking about his dick? He might be a pedophile. The fact that you would use something that is specifically used for babies.
For feeding children.
I don't like that. Ooh, I don't like that at all. He might be a pedo. I watched way too much First 48 yesterday. I don't like that at all.
Oh, right? She grabbed
Did he go?
Here comes the airplane. In her ass? Damn.
I just wanted to make it funny. It wasn't funny.
She grabbed my nuts and went, honka, honka.
That would make me laugh. That's not a mood killer. That's funny. A honka, honka? That's pretty funny.
She said, y'all, laughing my ass off. A nigga spit in my mouth and it tasted like rice and gravy. I was like, did this nigga just eat a fucking pork chop dinner and spit it in my mouth?
So specific.
That's nasty.
Tasting spit and swirling around your mouth and be like, this kind of tastes like steak and asparagus. I don't trust you.
Ew.
That's
I don't
wild.
like spit in my mouth, period. And that shit
I'll
happened
spit in
to
a girl's
me.
mouth.
Oh.
I'll spit on a girl.
This nigga spit in my mouth once, and it was unexpected. I was moaning, and he was like, Pfft. I was like, oh!
I'll only use spit if asked, because that's so disrespectful. If you don't want that,
I had to be a G about it too, because I mean, it was like,
oh, you weren't mad about it?
In my head, I was disgusted.
Did he just spit on your face,
he spit in my mouth?
Were you going like this?
I was moaning.
Yeah, you gotta ask.
And I was like,
spitting in the mouth and on the face, it needs to be asked for. I get that it used to be like a manly world and it's just like, just do it. But I feel like nowadays it's just safer to ask. Just ask. Just
and this is my last one. I turned him off. My wig was coming off and gripping my head he was gripping my head like a basketball. So I started laughing and I looked back at him and asked if he felt like he was playing a real basketball game. He was mad.
That sounds like a funny moment.
I love that moment.
I have pulled a few wigs that immediately was like, nope, you can't pull this one. And then it was a little funny.
Ooh, okay, this is the last one. He started making horse sounds as he got close to climax.
You got to discuss that ahead of time.
There's no way.
What the fuck?
I would feel comfortable
There's no
with that.
cute horse sounds. What the fuck is he doing? That is quite insane. All right, well, that was great. Those were some good threads.
Those are some good threads. I'm going to throw a quick fact in because we do have to dip out.
We do have to dip. I was about to end right now. So you got it. I mean, this better be, let's have it be quick.
Okay. Fact. The ancient Romans used to drop a piece of toast into their wine for good health. Hence health. Hence why we raise a toast.
That's interesting. I don't believe it.
Why you don't believe my fact?
I don't know. Toast would have then developed an association with the act of literally raising a piece of toast in a cup in someone's honor, health, etc. Although the practice of clinking drinking vessels in honor or celebration goes back to ancient times, toast as the name for it only dates to the late 17th century. So it began as an offering to the gods. Some think toasting may have started in ancient Greece when people honored their gods while drinking during ceremonies or feasts. Wine was poured out onto the ground in exchange for good health or an answered prayer. That's interesting because it's like they it's almost like church and turning up was the same thing for them. Like they could honor their God while still like
being lit.
drinking and getting lit. And I feel like we would have more religious people if we just made church more fun for secular folks.
Wow. Okay. I mean, church do be lit though.
Church is fun, but I'm just saying it doesn't.
But there's
pull,
a lot
it
of
doesn't
obligations.
It doesn't pull everybody in.
There's a lot of obligations with specifically our church.
You know what I mean? And it yeah, for sure. Black church, you gotta be on your P's and Q's. And there's a lot of people, like even the preacher's wife or the preacher himself be on some bullshit and people be like, ooh. But it's like they also expect everybody else to be perfect. So I feel like if everybody was just allowed to be less perfect, and we could drink, lit.
Boom.
Lit.
There it is.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Thick'em Thread'ems. We hope you're enjoying your November, and more than anything, have an amazing Thanksgiving. We hope you guys eat your fill, are around people that you guys love, whether it's your family or your friends. And thank you guys for rocking with Thick Threads for so long. We will see you next week, and we will see you for Christmas. Yeah. That's the next one. We did Halloween. We did Thanksgiving.
The next holiday is Christmas.
Then New Year's, and then we're just back to normal.
Back to Valentine's Day.
I feel like the holiday season ends after New Year's, and then I'm just like, dang.
Well, you're a single man, so Valentine's Day is not that important to you.
Well, no, it just doesn't tie into New Year's for me. It's like a month and a half in advance, you know?
They're all kind of a month apart.
Yeah. All right, guys.
October 31st, then end of November, end of December. Well, December.
December. No, that's
New
real
Year's.
Quick.
That's quick.
But then New Year's, you wait a whole month and then 15 days. That's a month and a half. That's the
14.
only time.
Oh my God.
That's a month and a half. You guys get what I'm saying. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye. I'm Persephanii.